Week 5 Fantasy Football Wrap-Up. Marvin Harrison Jr. Should fantasy managers be concerned? Marvin Harrison Jr. struggled to make an impact in a tough outing for the Arizona Cardinals, who faced the San Francisco 49ers. Despite his talent, Harrison Jr. has yet to record more than 5 catches in any game this season, raising concerns for fantasy managers. With Kyler Murray's passing game showing inconsistency, averaging just 176.5 yards against non-Rams opponents, Harrison's fantasy value may continue to dwindle if this trend persists. Game highlights: Arizona Cardinals at San Francisco 49ers. Kyler Murray showcased his dual-threat ability with a 50-yard touchdown run but struggled in the passing game, only averaging 6.5 yards per attempt. He finished the game with a season-high 7 rushing attempts, which is encouraging for his fantasy outlook. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a quiet game, overshadowed by Trey McBride, who led the Cardinals in targets upon his return. Brock Purdy had a mixed performance, struggling with efficiency but connecting with Brandon Aiyuk for 91 yards in the first quarter. Jordan Mason led the rushing attack but fumbled at a critical moment. Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati Bengals. Lamar Jackson had a monster game with 42 pass attempts and 12 carries, solidifying his status as a top fantasy QB. Joe Burrow threw for nearly 400 yards and a career-high 5 touchdowns. Looking fully healthy, Jamar Chase had a stellar outing with 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins also found the end zone twice, further bolstering the Bengals' offense. Indianapolis Colts at Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence had a breakout performance with a career-high 371 passing yards, while Tank Bigsby made a name for himself, outsnapping Travis Etienne Jr. for the first time. Brian Thomas Jr. caught an 85-yard touchdown, establishing himself as a key part of the Jaguars' offense. Buffalo Bills at Houston Texans. Josh Allen struggled mightily with only 131 passing yards, raising alarms for fantasy owners. Nico Collins caught a 67-yard touchdown but left the game with a hamstring injury. His status will need monitoring. Carolina Panthers at Chicago Bears. DJ Moore shone with 2 touchdowns, while DeAndre Swift continued his strong performance but faced some tough goal line situations. Caleb Williams showed improvement, nearly finishing as a top 5 fantasy QB. New York Giants at Seattle Seahawks. Daniel Jones stepped up in tough circumstances, showcasing his running ability. Kenneth Walker III was limited in rushing yards, while Jackson Smith-Njigba found the end zone. Green Bay Packers at Los Angeles Rams. Jordan Love struggled through injuries, while Josh Jacobs finally found the end zone. Tucker Kraft emerged as a top tight end option with 2 touchdown receptions. Dallas Cowboys at Pittsburgh Steelers. Dak Prescott rebounded with a strong performance, including the game-winning touchdown. Rico Dowdle emerged as a reliable RB option, scoring well against a tough defense. New York Jets at Minnesota Vikings. Aaron Jones left early with an injury, creating opportunity for Ty Chandler, who could be a hot waiver wire pick. Breece Hall struggled but had solid usage despite a tough matchup. Cleveland Browns at Washington Commanders. Deshaun Watson continued to struggle, making him nearly unplayable in fantasy leagues. Brian Robinson Jr. had 2 touchdowns but saw limited touches in a commanding win. Las Vegas Raiders at Denver Broncos. Javonte Williams led the team in both rushing and receiving, but lost key scoring opportunities. Troy Franklin dropped a potential touchdown that could have shifted the game. Miami Dolphins at New England Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson had a strong outing, scoring a touchdown and leading the backfield.